What's up, guys? So welcome back to another video. We got why I wake up at 4:30 a.m. and it's really just, long story short, to summarize this whole entire video, if you want to click off right now, it's to prioritize your own goals, and in this case obviously to prioritize my goals. So just a disclaimer, this is not a video to praise waking up early, because oftentimes you guys may see those videos where guys talk about, oh, you should get up at 4 a.m. and it's like the earlier the better. So, should I be waking up at 3 a.m.? Should I be waking up at 2 a.m.? Should I even go to sleep? That's not what this video is about. What it's really about, just to kind of sum things up in the slide, is that I'm getting up earlier right now with my current schedule to be able to prioritize my work and to get my work done first. It doesn't have to be super early, but it happens to be early because I work a certain schedule right now. So the whole thing is to get up early because of my schedule in order to get the work done first things first, so that if I procrastinate doing a little more work in the evening, which I typically do get a little bit of extra work done in the evening, if I procrastinate that time in the evening, I've still done work already in the day and I've still moved the needle, because slow, consistent wins is what adds up, and you need to move that needle each day just a little bit. Alright, so first of all, I want to work on my goals like I said before, and you just need a little bit of effort consistently. So you need small bursts of effort consistently over time in order to slowly move the needle day by day until all the results compound at once and you get a massive change. But it didn't happen overnight. It's that daily grind that added up eventually to get you through like your threshold point, your breakthrough point. I can't procrastinate this work if it's already been done, guys. But the thing is, I usually do find a little bit more time in the evening to work, because just working, say, like an hour in the morning is not necessarily all I have in me. I definitely can take away things that are taking up my time and wasting my time, so to speak, and definitely have a little bit of more time to work in the evening. So I do get more stuff done, but the whole thing is I've already moved the needle for the day, and I can just move it even more by working in the evening. And even if like life gets busy, I have an appointment, something comes up where I just say, I don't feel like doing it today, which will happen over the course of your life. You're not going to be perfect. Well, you still already done your work for the day, so it's like it's already done. So that's the whole point of this. It's to do the work first things first, so that the work's already done and you can't procrastinate it. So it's not necessarily the earlier the better. It's just because this is why. It's just because of my schedule right now that I happen to wake up at 4:30 a.m. So speaking of my schedule, my schedule right now, guys, I have a day job where I work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And so I want to get work done before I go to work. If you worked at like 6 a.m. or 5 a.m., obviously you wouldn't be waking up at 3 a.m. to do work. So then you would have to commit to doing that work in the evening. But for me, this is really early, because let's face it, no matter who you are, unless you're the Rock, 4:30 a.m. is early, or unless you're Jocko. So, but I can do this. I can commit by going to bed at a good enough time. Also, that's a part of the rest of this, is having a good routine. I can wake up at this time, and it happens to be super early because of my 7 a.m. work schedule. So I'm starting the day off with my goals. I wake up at 4:30. I get something to eat, make my coffee. I read a little bit first, read my Bible. I think that's really important, and I'll cover that in another video as to different areas to improve your life, and one of them is spiritual. It's not just your physical, it's not just your mental, it's not just your finances. So I do that, and I get down into the basement around 5 o'clock, and I'll work from about 5 to 6. So, and then after that, I get ready for 30 minutes. Then my commute is about the time it takes to commute and then get into the office. Then it's 7 a.m. So that is basically why I get up at 4:30 a.m. So 4:30 a.m. So I can get that hour of work in. And yeah, so during that morning, I'm doing a lot of like writing, I'm doing a lot of brainstorming, I'm kind of planning out what videos I want to do. It's just what I'm doing right now. So my schedule will change, and your life and schedule will change over time. And so you just have to adjust. And like I said, if it ends up being so early that I start work that I can't do this, then I commit to working in the evening. Or if you do shift work where you work longer shifts, but you have more days off, then you would obviously still you wouldn't have to wake up as early because you have a day off, but you would start your day off with the same principle as working on your goals, first things first. And then you would just put in more work on your days off because you have that entire day off. You're not scheduled 8 hours away to go to a day job. So it's all about adjusting as well. All right, so let's take a look at just the idea that, when you're doing these shorter bursts of work, you have to understand that you're going to feel a lot less overwhelmed and you're going to feel a lot less stressed. And a lot of people don't consider this aspect of working. And it's not just the amount of hours that you put in, it's the efficiency of your work. So if you're super stressed out and you're not efficient, but you're spending a ton of time working, but you don't have a lot to take away from it, you don't have a lot of results to show from it, then it's almost like, what was like the point of putting in all that work? So you don't necessarily have to put in 8 hours a day if you could have gotten that work done in less amount of time. And the nice thing about doing these shorter bursts of work is that you don't have to be tied away for like a super long time. So say if you had kids or something like that, or if you had to like go away and do something else, then it's easier to fit this into your schedule to just be like, hey, I got to peace out and do some work for about an hour or two, and then I can make myself available again to do whatever things in life I have to do, then do another hour of work or whatever. It's hard to block off 6 hours where nobody can bother you and you can only do work. So this is just something to keep in mind. It's just a lot easier to fit in your schedule. And also, I just find that in the morning, my mind is just like a clean slate. You don't have much that you were really thinking about unless you're stressed, which could be a topic for another video on how to like not be as stressed out and to not have negative thoughts. But it just helps to have like a clear mind in the morning. You didn't have all the stressors of the day impact you. And then you're trying to sit down and block that all out to work. But of course you can do that if that is your schedule, and you just got to discipline yourself and tell yourself, hey, I'm just going to blot out all the stuff that happened in the day and just literally focus on my grind. But I just find that this morning time is a really good creative time. It's a really good time to brainstorm and to plan out the day, especially because your mind is just so clear. There's no other thoughts that are really in your head unless you had a crazy dream. And just to keep in mind, guys, nothing is forever. Like the whole thing that I was mentioning before already is basically you just got to adjust as you go. You got to figure out what works for you and your schedule at this time in your life. Whatever your schedule is, you just have to keep in mind the main point is that you want to prioritize your own goals. If you're able to get up early, first of all, you need to have a good bedtime routine. So you need to actually go to bed on time to be able to get up early. Otherwise it's not going to work. You can't maintain this long term if you don't get enough sleep, because your body needs sleep to work optimally, and your work's going to not be as efficient if you don't get enough sleep either. So you have to figure out if early is too early and what is too early, and then if you can do it and get to bed on time, then you should get up so that you can just knock out that work before you get to the other priorities that you have in the day. If you can do that, that's the best thing to do. But even if you can't do that, guys, and you have to do only working in the evening, then just do that. If you do shift work, keep in mind on your days off, you don't have to wake up as early, but when you wake up, within a short period of time, you should start working on your goals right away and still prioritize it as being one of the first things in the day. And then you should put in more work because you basically have to do more work on your days off, because you can't really work while you're also working, because those days are fully committed to working, whereas somebody can work a little bit with an 8-hour job each day. So just keep that in mind. Your schedule is going to dictate how this goes. But to just kind of wrap it up, guys, I wake up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning because I want to prioritize my own goals. I want to move the needle a little bit for the day. So even if I don't get that extra time in the evening to work, which I typically do, then I've still put in work for the day and I've still moved the needle, and I can't procrastinate work that's already been done. Small, consistent wins add up over time, and that's how you win. Small, consistent effort over time gets you through your breakthrough, and that's basically it. So hope this video helped you guys out. Hope you found some value in it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, of course, and I'll see you guys in another one. Take care.